And in that shootout with the police, the attacker was also shot. He was taken to his local hospital, where he was operated on by the head surgeon, the chief surgeon, and a staff of other surgeons. The chief among them was Jewish, who attended the synagogue regularly, and as were many of the folks on his team. Afterwards, they were interviewing him, and he says, "Proud of my staff, who under duress and at a time of great excitement and stress and anxiety were able to perform as professionals." So he said, I was taught, I was learned to have these skills, to have these gifts, to heal humans, to heal people. He said, I looked at this man's eyes, and I saw him. And I saw a son who was born of a mother, someone who deserved life. So I looked into these eyes, and I saw the face of God. To say that about the man who had just had such evil, the face of evil in your community, not just the Tag community, but your community, the people you know and that you love. To say, I looked into his eyes and I saw the very face of God, and I was impressed in two ways. Because this is what doctors do. Doctors save lives. And they train themselves through pre-med and medical school, through going on rotations and studying and perpetual study and working incredible hours so that that procedure becomes rote. It becomes muscle memory, so that you learn it so good that it gets down into your very bones, that you can do it in the dark, you can do it in your sleep, you can do it on the very best day of your life, but you can also perform the surgery on the very worst day of your life. When you're frustrated and sad and scared and terrified and angry, that you can still perform as a professional. And in the same way that he was trained up in his faith, to be able to look into this man's eyes and say, I see the very face of God. This man who was raised in his synagogue and spent endless festival days of Hanukkah, right in Purim, and Yom Kippur, a man who would go to his bar mitzvah, a guy who would go week after week to study and learn and grow in faith, so that not on the best day, not on the day of celebration, not on a beautiful fall crisp morning, but on the worst day, at a time of disaster, when you feel like those waters of chaos are coming up and choking you, and you don't know if you can make it through the next hour or even the next 10 minutes. To have that faith to say, but the rock of my belief is below me, and I can still see the face of God at this moment, at this hour. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to train you. We're here to train you, to exercise you, to work you, to give you the gifts, to give you the blessing of faith, so that on your worst day, when the bottom falls out, when you get the terrible news, when you get the call that you've been avoiding every day until now, when that comes through, that you have the faith to stand up and draw the next breath. That you have the faith to stare into the abyss and still have the faith to say, I see the very face of God. And so how do we do it? Over the summer, when you're walking into my house, I have a big azalea bush and a big rose bush. And I put 2 giant bags of mulch under these over the summer, because that's what you do, right? It makes your house look good, welcoming, inviting. And I was upset because I noticed it was all gone. I don't know, it looked like maybe a terrible rain and washed away all this mulch. I had to use wheelbarrows and shovels to get it all in there. And it was all washed across the walkway, and for some reason, no stick of mulch on the walkway. Washed across that into the ivy patch on the other side. Every day when I'm walking home with my daughter, right, we get out of the car, we're coming back at the end of the day. My little 2-year-old daughter, Catherine, she's 2 years old, and a tiny little hand, I usually try to hold it, but usually I have grocery bags and a backpack and maybe the dog on the leash, and we're all trying to get in, up the stairs, and I'm yelling at Catherine, hurry up, don't play on the steps. And I looked back the other day as I was walking in the door, and I realized that she went over to the mulch, she picked up as much as she could get with 2 hands, and then she walked over to the ivy and threw it in. And then the next day, and then the next day. And like her 2 little faces don't hold a lot. But after months of doing this, she threw away all the mulch. And it's not that she did a lot, the guys in the world were story today is Jesus is reflecting on the Pharisees, on the hypocrisy of the Pharisees. The Pharisees who wear fancy robes and wear beautiful outfits, and they sit in the places of honor, and they sit at the head of the table, and they give to the synagogue abundantly. They stroke giant checks to the church, and they give it so that everyone can see how generous they are. Jesus says that they even tithe down to 10% of their mint garment. I wish I could give 10% of my mint garment to the church. It's 10%. They give abundantly, he said, but they fail to see the big picture. They fail to understand why they give. They give so they can be lifted up and celebrated and honored and told how special they are. And yet they don't understand the very nature of what it means to be in a relationship with God, because they're giving out of their abundance. They're giving out of the things they don't need. And yet as Jesus is talking, he sees a woman, an older woman, come up. And she gives what she has, 2 copper coins, a penny. And Jesus says, well, look at this woman right here. This woman who's given so little in the eyes of the world. A woman who's given so little in comparison to the Pharisees, and yet it's all that she has. And yet her fists might be small, but it holds everything that she owns in the world, and she gives to the Lord God. He says, this is what it's about. That we don't want your money. God doesn't want your money. God wants your soul. He wants all that you have and all that you are. And he wants to be in a relationship with you that's so intimate and profound that you give all of yourself to God. That's what it means to be in a relationship. That's what it means to be in a relationship when you have a child, like my Catherine, she's 2 years old, right? I can't say, Catherine, I love you, and you're mine, and I want to be in a relationship with you for 2 hours a day. The rest of the day you're on your own. So you choose those 2 hours any way you want, and that's all you get. I'll show up when it's convenient. I'll do it when everybody's nice and in a good mood. No, to be in a relationship, to be a good parent, you say, I'm committed 24 hours a day to caring for you, to watching you, that I'm with you in the good times when you're happy and in a good mood and well rested and after a great meal. But I'll also be with you when you're grumpy and you're having a meltdown in the Walmart parking lot at 3 a.m., right? I'll be with you at your worst moments, because that's what it is in your relationship, that you go all in. And say, whatever I have, I give to you. Whatever is mine is now yours. And that's what it takes to be in a relationship with God. And that's what it takes to cultivate this kind of experience with God. It's not some mystery. You say, I want to feel more spiritual. I want to feel more spiritually nourished. I want to experience God in a deeper way. I want God to communicate with me. I want to pray and hear responses. I want God to show His face. And it's not a mystery. And it's not impossible. It's not that we have to say, who will go across the sea and bring it back to us? Because we know there is one in heaven who brought it down to us. We can be in a relationship with God, and it's not hard, but it takes everything that you have. It takes 2 hands full of mulch every day, giving all that you are in 2 ways especially. With your time and with your money. The 2 things that are most precious to us are our time and our money. And I don't care who you are, and I don't care what you do. You have enough money, you have enough time for whatever you love. Because if you love something, you're going to find the time, and if you love something, you're going to find the money. You will make time, and you will make money for the things you love in your life. And if you want to love God, and you want to feel the love of God in its fullness, then you've got to restore balance to how you spend your time and how you spend your money. And it's like this. We spend it sacrificially. We spend it sacrificially. With our time, first, the easiest thing, we've got to come to church. You've got to come to church. We as Episcopalians, we think if you come 2 out of 4 Sundays, you're doing pretty good. We have over 300 members of our church, but less than 150 every Sunday. And it's all different people, but they're all the same. That's because we say if we're making it 50% of the time, we're like batting great average. That's not okay. You can't parent half the time. You can't love half the time. And if you're not here, then you're missing something. You've got to come so that we can say our prayers together, so you can get on your knees and confess to God and receive God's forgiveness so that you go into the world and forgive others. You've got to come so we can stand at the moment of Eucharist and celebrate together God in our midst. You've got to come to our fellowship so we can laugh together and play together in our Bible studies, so you can wrestle with these big questions together, even with the times where we disagree, so that we can fight over what Paul's writing about, or what it means in the book of Hebrews. Let's talk about it. and wrestle with it so that we understand the nature of God, and I can't if I'm not here. And the church is the roaring fire that ignites and reignites your passion to go back into the world, so that you can experience God in nature, so that you can experience God on your way to work, so you can experience God when you're out with your friends, but you come back to be renewed and restored. And you can't, it's like having a membership to the best gym in the world, but it only works if you go to the gym. You've got to use it, you've got to come, you've got to participate, and you've got to do it sacrificially. We've got to use our time in a way that draws more out of us than we want. Where those mornings where all you want to do is roll over, pull up the blankets, and worship God, wholly comforted by the springs. And you said that's a joke, because the comfort was like a blanket, so you're in bed. So you're worshiping holy comforter when you should be in St. Thomas or wherever church. You should be getting up when it's hard, when it's bleak and it's dreary, and your football team lost a terrible game yesterday, and it's hunting season, and you'd rather just be at home for 1 extra hour before we get up. And we make that effort, and it draws us out of ourselves, and it becomes part of our lifestyle, where I give my time to the Lord. And we give financially, because we know so much of our lives revolve around our finances. We have this misconception that our pride and our self-worth is in our position, in our titles at work, and how much money we make. And then we spend the rest of our lives anxious and worried and frantic over not having enough. And so we save and we throw away and we spend lavishly on some things and frugally on others, and we're upset all the time. It's the number one cause of divorce. It's the reason because people can't agree on finances. And it causes tension and anger and resentment. And it tears us apart. And we give to our money power and authority over us. We let it control us, and we let it control how we live our lives. But God gives us this blessing to take away that, to take back control, to take back power and say, I'm not being used by my money. I'm using it. And I'm going to use it to glorify God. And I'm going to use it to live the way that I intend to live. In part, that means you have to be intentional. That we can't just hope for the best. You have to sit down and make a budget and think intentionally about how God calls me to live in a relationship with my money. And you can't do that with a number figure. You do that with a percentage. You do that with a percent. You say, what it takes. Maybe you start at 2% if you've never done this before. Or 3%. And you slowly increase. And how much should you give? Enough that it hurts. You should give enough that it requires something of you. If you give to the church what you can stroke in a check in one day, then it's not enough. Or if you have it in your wallet today on Sunday morning, that's not enough. You need to give enough so that it hurts. So that you have to be intentional about it. So that every time you pull out your checkbook and you're about to write a check for something else, you have to think about your church. You have to think about your God. And God is then infused in every aspect of your money. That God is infused in every aspect of your life. And I get it. It was hard. And it's scary. When we were first married, we gave a lower percent because we wanted to pay off all the school debt and all of our loans. And then we began to increase that until we got to 10% and we felt really good about ourselves. We gave that before taxes because we're not good at math, and that was a lot easier. And so we gave in the percent that we felt comfortable. And it was hard to give that much. And it's hard because we have kids. You want to save for college, not enough money. You've got to pay for child care, not enough money. There's never enough money, right? You want to go on vacations, buy toys, go out and splurge. And Katie's position is ending its funding. And so we have to think about it again and come back to the family table and say, how do we reorganize our finances? And maybe we can't give 10% next year. Maybe we go back down to 9%, but we still can be intentional and thoughtful. But we can still use this as a way to give glory to God. And maybe that means we don't go out as often to eat. And maybe that means we take a different kind of vacation. But we can still live our lifestyle on our terms. And God magnifies our money. It's an exponential quotient to how God works. It's the kingdom of God that you give a mustard seed and God gives you back a tree. That I can use my little money to do great things. That last week we collected $5. Last week we charged $5 for a grilled cheese sandwich to feed the men, the homeless men that live in Avondale near the Abbey. And St. Thomas is generous. And St. Thomas had raised $5. Our goal was $200. We didn't raise $200. We raised $1,000. And everybody coming to buy one sandwich for $5, that money then magnifies to 1,000. But we're going to feed people in the men around Avenue, living on the streets. We're going to feed them every day through Christmas. There's going to be a big banquet on Thanksgiving and on Christmas. And the men are not just going to be fed, they're going to be loved. And they're going to experience love of God because you get $5 and your little $5 do great things. That's the kingdom of God. And so when we give our money, it doesn't just impact the ministries of St. Thomas, it impacts the work of the Diocese of Alabama and the national church throughout America. And it works on the global church to impact the ministries that God calls us to every day. And this is part of the training of who we're called to be as disciples and as apostles. That we give sacrificially our time and we give sacrificially our money in a way that draws us into an intentional relationship with God. So that we're training every day. We're not training for the good days. We're not training for like celebrations, when you go to college, for when you succeed, for on the beautiful days in the spring when it's Easter morning and the lilies are in the church. We're not coming for the good days. We're coming for the Good Fridays. We're coming for the bad days and the worst days, and we're training you so that you can be in such a relationship with God that when it all falls out, when there's an unspeakable tragedy in your life, just like there was in the synagogue a few weeks ago, when there's an unspeakable chaos and you're staring into the abyss, we train every day right now. We orient our life to be itself a prayer, so that when we stare into that abyss, and we don't know if we can take the next breath, let alone take the next 10 minutes, we can look in and say, I see the very face of God.